Now, you know what this is? This is basswood, and this is what I start with. This is a relatively thin wood. It's light. Now, not to be confused with balsa. This is basswood, but it's a very, very firm wood, very rigid. So when I sketch on this or when I do some laser etching, it really stands out. So what I do is I make things like this. These are all different designs that I've done, and people have requested different ones, like official North Coast taste. This doesn't exist anywhere, so this is just a unique design that I'm working on. But as you can see, it's just got a refrigerator magnet on the back, and it's a real simple idea. So whether it's the shape of Ohio or something else you want, like for instance, we have friends that live up on Johnson's Island. They wanted the shape of the island. And so there's Johnson Island. Quick story behind that. It does have a Civil War cemetery on it. It's open to the public. You can go up there. There's a fee to enter the island. I think it's like $2. But you can go in there and check out this Civil War cemetery that this opened in 1862, and it was for the Confederate soldiers, actually, I think it was officers. But anyway, some really cool history on that island. And of course, we've got a bunch of different people have requested a lot of things with Bigfoot. Ohio is in my soul. And if you look really close, a lot of these, like when we design these, the bobcats, this is not Rufus, this is my own version of a bobcat. But if you see right there, the little star that's in there, that star is where Athens, Ohio is. That's where Ohio University is. And the OU Oh Yeahs are very popular. Of course, the Hocking Hills. I've got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Amish country. But anyway, endless amounts of designs because people ask for different things. And that's the advantage of a laser cut. I do want to show you this one here. Let's pull out the Ohio Jimbo here. This is really cool. Okay, this is a card box. Now, I've got business cards in there. But this is made, I'm going to shut it so I can show you. I can lift up and show you. This is made without nails and without glue. Every one of those cuts forms a grip on each other. So this whole thing is made, and I actually created this from that single sheet of basswood that I showed you. So you can see that this is all just pieces that are folded together, and because the cuts are so tight, they hold each other all together. And since they're holding together, you can move this thing around and it's not going to move at all. These are all, if you see, there's 2 notches in there holding this in place, and there's 2 notches on the back, 2 notches on the back, and each one of the corners. So that's a thing you can make with laser etching. And I'm on an X tool M unit. So, and I make all these things. And of course the QR codes are super popular. If you like QR codes, this is what you can hand out to people. Now, you can put whatever you want on there and people can actually see the images. And out of curiosity, oftentimes they just scan it because they want to see if it actually works. But many people have asked me, do you do certain custom things beyond the QR code? So the Christmas ornaments, whatever you want on those Christmas ornaments, we can do them. A copper penny coaster, keychains. These are basically wooden nickels, but and you can see like this one has one side, but not the other. This is the laser burn that you can see that happens on them. So laser cutting, the sky's the limit. So I started doing some things like this with in-depth things. If you look real close at this, it's actually layer after layer, and the image just gets deeper and deeper in there, and that is very cool. People like those. These types of ornaments, I'm showing you Buckeye Lake because it's in my area, but people have asked for these for so many different areas of Ohio and beyond, and hopefully we're going to be moving out and getting some more things. And like this, if you look real close too, you can see that is a relief cut there. And it actually is popping up above the surface. So you can see it's up above the surface. And I think it's kind of cool because people love the looks of these things, and no 2 are alike. Like this is one wood grade going one way. This is a painted one with the island reliefs actually in there, and it is also an in-depth one, so it's got a depth to it. Here's my favorite one. Look at this one. It actually glows as you move around. The shore of Buckeye Lake actually glows. And it's simply because this cut was done on basswood, and it looks good even setting against a wall someplace, you can just have it like this and there's really no reason to have the glow. But as soon as you put it with light behind it, that's what happens. And really, really cool tricks to that. Those are, the Buckeye Lake ones are popular around here, but people have asked for Indian Lake, for of course Lake Erie. Lake Erie is an interesting looking lake, but there's enough detail there with all the islands. But this is a Buckeye Lake one, and you can see the shoreline is actually a relief cut. So that is about 1 millimeter down to the surface of the wood, and then everything else is just engraved all the way down to, you know, cities. And then if someone lives in a particular area of an island, we can put a star or their name or something on those. These are very popular. The directions, it's about 2 drinks that way. And you get a whole series of these, and people make them up for Key West, for wherever. But the sky's the limit. Whatever you can imagine with laser cutting can be done. And as more and more people request more and more content, a lot of them are sticking with the Ohio things. I like this one here. What happens in Lake Erie ends up in Niagara. Ooh, don't tell Niagara Falls that. So, but we have so many different ones that we're doing, and people will visit the Amish country, they'll take this off and they'll throw that on their refrigerator, and it's just a reminder of where they've been. And they're cute things too, because collegiate ones. Now, I don't do any copyrighted images. These are all my original art, and although some of them similar to things, you can see that says Cedar Point. It's unmistakably looking like Cedar Point, but that's my own design. It's a font. It's a different font than what they have, but been there, done that is the statement on this one. And we try not to have anything that is violation of anybody's copyright, because we want to do everything original and unique. So that's what we attempt to do, and every one of these has a unique design. And since we're working with simple wood, this is what it all starts with, and that is really where the creativity begins. So if there's something you see, and we've got bigger pieces we work with, but this is just a small one to show you that it is a 3 millimeter basswood. And with this type of wood, we can make anything like, that box right there. And this right here, here's one right here. This is not mine. This is Sassy. I got to show that. So it's just in case anybody freaks out on me. That's Sassy Sasquatch. And Sassy Sasquatch, I highly encourage you to look him up on YouTube. Just incredibly goofy animation. Some guy did it himself, but I applaud people who do things themselves. But we have so many different items we're working with, and these are all the different magnets that we're pulling right now. Hopefully, if you're just getting into laser cutting and laser engraving, you'll share some of your thoughts and ideas too, because it's endless what you can do with them. So I hope to see some items come from you, or if you're interested in something custom, leave me a message or leave a comment down below. But make sure you subscribe, because as we come up with new things, I'll be letting you know of maybe some other concepts and ideas that could possibly work, because it really is. It's endless what you can do. So anyway, just to show you little simple things you can do with a laser engraver, this is Ohio Jimbo. I hope to see you out and about in Ohio and beyond.